level.
1, 2,
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So please just drag the chain.
Matsetse le matsetseleko.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, Bafwetu. Welcome to another edition of Diski Ringers. Diski is a thing that we play in the township, the thing that we grew up with. Ringers, we must just talk. Like Tshepo, we must talk about men of the match. Tebogo Mokoena did not get men of the match, but we will leave you off that one. We will discuss that another time, that how come a goalkeeper that conceded 3 goals is man of the match. Maybe just like KEF, now we know who the appeal board at KEF is. Maybe we must also know who are these people that make this decision.
Hallelujah.
All good.
Matsetseleko. When Sundowns it's in the song, when they sing proper lyrics, no one will stop them. And I said it, when they play home game against which team? Not that one they just played from the
MCL just.
MCL. I said, I'm scared. This Sundowns, if it's going to continue like this, no one will stop them. And then up against Orlando Pirates, who play nice football but can't convert their chances. Up against Makosi, whom baya fisa, baya bata sometimes. And then there is Sikukuni. They are 34, is 40, is 39. 30? Pirates, 39, 38.
Yeah.
Now, it's a fight and a competition of first spot and the battle of number 2, number 3.
No, I think you can judge men of the match. Now you qualify. We know that. Our guest today, Gools, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
This man has traveled the continent more than anybody that I know. Your experiences at Mamelodi Sundowns have put you anywhere in the continent. And we believe, people say the continent is lovely everywhere you go. How true is that statement?
I love the continent. The beauty is what you make of it.
What you make of it?
Yeah, no.
What do you find there?
What you find and what you make, how you make the best of the world.
You make Kool-Aid.
No, we do what we need to do.
You do what
We've
you need to
done
do.
what we needed to do over the years. Appreciating that where you go to in Africa is not where you come from.
True.
And being able to understand exactly what you need to do to get to where you want to be.
Gools, one of the things is that Sundowns are in where is their normal territory. To play weekend, Wednesday, weekend. And then on top of that, still travel. It seems to be what they're used to, and they seem to be thriving in it.
Over the years, that's been something, like you're saying, that we've become used to. And funny enough is whenever, if we go back, when I reflect a lot, when you look at periods after FIFA breaks, where you have these, where you're out of the cup competitions and you have these week breaks, the restarts always get a little bit sluggish and chaotic. So they are better when they play. It's
Continuous.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But it's almost like the more they play, the less they train, the better they become.
Thank you.
Because your matches become your training.
Oh,
Thank you.
I'm a bit slow.
I know.
It's because of size. When you say the matches become their training, there's not much training being done at this moment.
No, you recover, you prepare for the next match. Maybe have a day off, but it's very, in football terminology, underloading of training. So train less, recover more, eat better, so you can play better.
You remember, Tshepo, Goolam was part of those group of guys that made the team train at night. I remember, like, the training at night to be able to.
Not at night. It was 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
What was the preparation for?
No, we arrived from a CAF game and we were preparing for a league game or a cup game.
Oh.
So we arrive, we get to Clorkop, we do recovery protocols so we can give the guys rest to not come back the morning. And then they have a full day of 24 hours plus to rest and recover for the next league game.
Oh.
2 o'clock.
Yeah.
It explains about lawyer. But when you look at that, Tshepo, it's a machine that's used to functioning this way. Now, I'll use the words of Coach Pito. Chiefs came, they gave way. Vets came, they gave way permanently now because they're no longer there. And now you've got Pirates who are saying, we're going to take you to the wire. Can Pirates take on this monster? As the previous coach, Jose Ribeiro, said, this is a points-getting machine. I know Mdu does not like these things, but it's things that we must tell him. This is a point-eating machine.
Mpoza, it's on. It's on. You look at the last 4 matches, Orlando Pirates, you can tell that they want this. It's been a long time. Sundowns, they've been, Sundowns every season is like, it's Sundowns thing. But this season is different. But you need a striker, Otla Korang, goals in the matches like against, when you play, it's going to be difficult, especially for Pirates, when they play so-called small teams, but there is no small teams. But those teams that are fighting for relegation, it's not going to be easy for Sundowns, for Pirates. It's not going to be easy for them. So you need a striker who can just 2 goals and then park the bus. But I think Pirates, they're on the right track to do that, to chase Mamelodi Sundowns.
But at the rate that everything is going, Tshepo, now it's just a matter of, it's no longer just about winning and it's 3 points because Sundowns can afford to. Even goals matter because it's goals, people are neck and neck, and it's becoming very, very interesting.
I'm still saying this. Coaches are no longer coaching for or motivating for, guys, please win that match. It's about goals. It's about how many goals we should win this. It's about goals. Because now, if Sundowns sleeper, Orlando Pirates go up. If Sundowns draw, Pirates win, they are neck on neck. So goals will decide.
No, now, Tshepo, you would remember Mdu was a Marumo Gallant supporter.
Yeah.
So every week there's new friends off.
Yes.
Friends on.
Yes. Yes.
You know, now TS Galaxy, you have 57 new members from Sundowns. As they say, it's 57 of us.
Yeah.
So TS Galaxy will have those 57.
It's going to be like that
And
until
when
the
Sundowns
end.
comes back, Richards Bay and all those, Soweto is against them.
It will be until the end, unfortunately.
But Ghouls, where you are, is it better to play as regular as possible? Because Sundowns is playing weekend, during the week, or is it better to play on weekends whereby Pirates get to rest? Which one from a...
I don't think there's either that is...
Or winning helps.
I don't think either of those options are better. It's the one that you are best suited to do in your organization. So maybe in Orlando Pirates, they are better suited to play weekly, or maybe they are not. We don't really know as yet. Well, I don't know because I've never been there. But at Mamelodi Sundowns, I know that playing on a Saturday, playing on a Wednesday, playing on a Saturday, they have a squad big enough. They have recovery protocols. They have whatever is needed to be best prepared for the next game, they have it. If we talk on the opposite side where you're looking at points maybe, do you want to play first, do you want to play second, what is it? And it almost goes to a point where I know there's a time when we would say play first, you put the pressure on the team playing second. Pirates this weekend played first. And they only got 1 point, but they put some sort of pressure. Sundowns reacted. Now it's in a league table, it's transition to defense, transition to attack, up and down play. But the first point is, I agree, goals are important, but the first thing is win the game. If you don't win the game, the goals don't matter.
True.
Yeah.
So even if Orlando Pirates won the game 1-0, it would have been good enough in the moment to be joint top at the moment with the same goal difference.
Looking at this in terms of player wellness and how players look after themselves, how important is it? Because I think at this time of the season as a coach, you do not want to be dealing with minor stuff. Players being late, players not showing up for training. How important is squad harmony in terms of the running?
Well, that's important throughout the season because the harmony determines how your season progresses, how your season starts, progresses, and how it ends. So it's not less important earlier in the season, and it's not more important now. Now it's what your preparation was at the start of the season, and what is the foundation it's given you now to get to the end of the season. So when you have new players that come into the system, then it's integrating and letting them adapt to what you have and how your working processes are within the club. So like I said earlier, is your pre-training prep, your training prep, your post-training protocols, your nutrition, your sleep, recovery protocols, whatever you do at home. There's so many.
No, but you can't Chief. I grew up eating quarter. Quarter is an important part of nutrition.
I didn't say don't eat it. You run enough. If you're a professional athlete, you run enough to be able to have it.
To burn it off.
But not to have it the whole day or not to have it every day. You're allowed to indulge and have a donut, have Coke, whatever it is. You're running your ass off every weekend. You know, as often as you must. So why not indulge? You need to enjoy some things, whether it's right or wrong. But anything in that's not excessive can never harm you. Me and you can't have it. That's for sure.
It will show.
It's
showing.
It will show. We'll be in trouble. But they can. Not every day.
But somebody said one of my favorite exercises is sleeping. When you are at Sundowns and you play so much, you need to rest as much as possible.
Yeah, sleep. Keeping your feet up is one of the biggest, most important recovery protocols.
So it's about keeping your feet up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was walking on the grass barefoot.
No, that is connecting with the That is a whole different thing.
I see Debs are there walking on the grass and I see the lights.
In your village, you walk with the cows with no shoes. So what's the difference?
Tshepo, players' readiness mentally. I think it's playing a big part because you can see, I mean, when you look at, and I'll take it on the visuals of Orlando Pirates versus Suwelele. After that 1-1, you saw players dropping their heads on the floor. What does that do?
TaMphoza, you know, during my time, my playing days.
A long time ago, 1885.
My playing days, and this is true story. So when I heard Goog explaining this, breaking it, so meaning my coach was way ahead. Because before the match, will force us to sleep. Like will force us to sleep for it, like under the trees. Maybe we play tournament of 8 teams. We will sleep. We play maybe 12 o'clock game. We will sleep and then maybe 11 o'clock and then we do a walk, just a walk. And then we don't kick the ball. We just pass the ball to each other. We're using hands. And
so
then
you thought you were playing netball?
No. No. So where's the
activation?
Yes. So when we get to the field, Baba, no one will stop us. I told you yesterday that TaMphoza remind me of myself at 19. Unstoppable. Unstoppable. So yes,
we are
the
still
point
looking
here.
for that footage. We are still
So
looking
the
for
point.
that.
So the point here is sleeping. Very important.
No, that I can pass flying colors.
Very important. No. If you are an athlete,
Not eating.
not eating and sleeping. Sleeping. So, but a team like Paris, they know exactly what they're supposed to do. Mentally, to work mentally, of the players. They know exactly the right thing to eat, the right thing to do, the right exercise and everything. In fact, to remember during the not Costa Din Papik, Rudy Kroll. I don't know where that stat comes from, but they said Orlando Pirates is the most fittest team in the country. Remember, they used to score at the dying
minutes of the game.
Yes, and they will run from minute 1 until minute 95. And the same thing that was happening during that time, Rudy Kroll, is still happening. And then you look at Mamelodi Sundowns. You talk about the squad. And then I want to know the importance of having a big squad. If you only use 11 every game, and then when you try to change like yesterday, you change 7. 7. And then it takes you to 45 to get a goal. And then you reintroduce your real soldiers, and then they change and steal the game. So the importance of having a big squad and play the same squad up against rotating the squad. How it works.
Our goals can tell you that. Me, I know. You change the squad, it doesn't win I'm getting water. I'm throwing people with water.
And also, Mphoza, no, man, before Gooks answer that one. No, man, I want to correct this. I don't think it's fair for our viewers. Did you explain that Gooks, who is Gooks, where he's coming from, what he was doing? Because I think it's very important for our viewers, and they're listening to him, they know exactly where is this guy coming from, what he was doing.
Cool. Where do you want to start? Back at Vets? Now defunct or Amisco?
I was not at Vets.
No, you were with Amisco.
I was with Amisco, yeah.
Maybe you should tell us, what did you do? Because you're always wearing yellow
And
stuff.
to start before I started in
Please.
football, or just at
No, please,
Just
because
that
can he come with them, please?
Come with so that we understand. Because when they say you're an analyst, so I
Yes.
can also analyze. I'm a very good analyst. I'm a technocrat. Mdu and I are the best technocrat at home. But reality is something else.
I'm not so sure. I've had conversations with you about football. I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Am I starting with football?
Yes,
Yes.
football.
Football.
Sure.
You can't start with the other one because just now you tell us which girlfriend you had and now the wife is mad at home. No,
No, luckily I was married when I was 20, so
Oh, okay.
it's only that. Wow. What was it? 2009. I had finished studying sports management and I applied for an internship at a company called Onsite Consulting. Onsite Consulting used to do marketing and sponsorship for Swallows, for Ajax, and at that time it was for the VW Junior Masters tournament. That did
Oh.
and the CEO of the company, Ryan Patterson, had this analysis company as well that he had just opened a few months before that, where he had obtained the rights for the analysis software for a company called Amisco. And I met him, and instead of talking to me about marketing, he saw that I coached when I was younger and I played football through school and not at any high level of football, but he saw I played and he asked me if I'd be interested in this internship at Amisco, and I said, yeah, why not? He showed me this thing and I saw a lot of exciting things. I saw passing maps, I saw numbers, I saw things, and I said, wow. And all looked interesting, but I didn't know what it was, to be fair. Got in there, and I think I worked for 8 months as an intern analyst. We serviced teams like Swallows,
Vets, I think.
Sundowns, Wits. Well, I was in Joburg, so mainly the Joburg teams, and then we would also service Bloem Celtic at the time, because they had a contract with them as well. So that grew and went over, and I think it was in April or May 2010, where I was managing the account for Sundowns. And the then GM at the time, Mr. Kenneth Makanya, asked me to join the club on a full-time basis to do analysis for the club. Because the recommendation was always that if you have external service providers, they are giving you generic information, whereas if you have someone internal, you are
It's
specific
focused.
with the club, you are aligned with the coach, and then you understand exactly how the club needs to grow. So I joined there, and yeah, so I applied for a marketing job, got lucky with an analysis offer.
Nice.
And people ask me, I always say I was in the right place at
The right time. And in the industry was changing at the time because it wasn't exactly at a time where there were many analysts.
No, they
But-
weren't. Analysis wasn't even really that big in South Africa at the time. It was still being introduced, so a lot of the older school coaches, so to say, were not, I wouldn't say not keen on it, but they felt threatened by it.
Okay.
We want
It's there
mention
to expose. It's there to expose the coaches, and you know, in South African football, there's always this issue of the club ownership, and you don't know if you work for the club ownership or you work for the coach. And the coach thinks you are giving them information because they come to question you about certain things. So there was all of these things that we had to manage and navigate through. But I can say 2010 till 2025, I had a good time.
Nice.
Anything else?
When I shake a hand of
the
somebody who
rules?
wants the
No,
Champions League.
yeah.
Mtu,
So
Mtu, come shake the hand. Come.
no, so
Champions League was won by this man. You know, when the league started being 8 times in a row, you were there. But we will hold it another day. Ne? Another day.
So yeah, the importance of having a big squad and also to rotate. Or are you playing your trusted soldier from
But then words like fatigue and
Yes,
loading and all
yes.
those things will come in.
What's better?
Mhm.
I don't think there's a right answer to that, personally. I think you need to have a coach or a technical team needs to have a squad that they can manage. So if you have a squad of 40, to me can be too big, to other coaches can be just the right size. And that may or may not make sense. But a coach needs to be able to manage the players that he wants. So when you go into the space of, I need 40, you can never have a coach who says, I have too many players to manage. And if you have a squad of 25 and you are playing frequently, you can never say, look, my squad is too small, I don't have the depth, we have injuries, we have the rest of it. The ideal is to understand how many games you are probably going to play or you want to play. So there were times when we would start at the start of the season and say, okay, listen, there's 30 PSL games, there's 4 MTN 8 games, there's 5 Carling Cup or Telkom games at the time, there's, there'll be 2 prelim games, so we have a list of games in total that we have. That let's say it's going to start at 65, for example. We know we're not going to finish every game, but we plan to compete in every game. Then we sit back and say, okay, not necessarily the squad, but in key positions, how many players do we need per position? So whether it's 2, let's say on average you would want 2 per position, and then you would want to have players who can cover in multiple positions.
Okay.
So you go to 25 or 30, and then you have 5 DDC boys or academy graduates, and you have a squad of 35, probably the most manageable. But then everybody has to know exactly what their roles, because at the end of the day, by default, and I think any coach by default, any supporter also by default would want the trusted soldiers to always start. Because they give you a certain dependency. You know, when you are watching the game from the outside, these guys, TaMphoza will score, Aubrey will provide the cross, Marcelo will provide the passes. At Sundowns, if you look at it now, Nuno Santos is going to find those intricate passes that we've never seen. Sailor is going to have the cutbacks when he gets down the line. You have that. Then you put Zuko in. You're not really sure as a supporter if he's going to give you what
Sailor's giving.
But there has to be this detachment that when Sailor plays how Sailor plays. When Zuko plays how Zuko plays. So even me as a coach and a supporter cannot say no, but you're not doing what
Sailor's doing.
does. He can't.
Yeah, but you're not Sailor.
You're not Sailor. And I think that comes to balancing the squad, because if you have 50 players that all in every position do the same thing, then how do you change a game when you bring substitutes? Because you just bring in then a tired Sailor off for a fresh Sailor. But even when the tired Sailor was fresh, he was not giving you the desired
in certain
outcome.
games, it's not what
You know, I'm just using that as an example. If he's not giving you, then you want someone to change it. And you have to have different dynamics within your squad to get outcomes. So whether the squad is big or not, it needs to be the most manageable.
So you've been in this game for a long time. Tell me, because I always wanted to know this, because the late Tshepo Manyapilo used to say, the first 15 minutes from the break is very important. According to you,
you go
first 45 minutes from the break, from what minutes you think the players still remember what the coaches said to them?
My opinion.
Yes.
My opinion is when they leave the change room, they've forgotten.
Okay.
No, at halftime, there's so much of it. That's my opinion. I don't know, because I've never ever asked the player how long.
Okay.
I've never asked that. We have an assumption. I know the pundits and a lot of people talk about critical phases of the game, first 15 minutes. I don't understand it. So when you say that from the 15th to the 30th minute, okay, no, concede, it's fine. It's not a critical phase. We don't consider it a critical phase. So
Okay.
it's normal.
Okay.
So, but this comes, remembering what the coach wants you to do, I don't think comes from halftime. Halftime is very specific. If you think about it, you have 15 minutes, the referee blows the whistle, you have possibly 2 minutes to get to the change room, give or take maybe 3 minutes. Now the players huddle in the middle first, then they walk, so it's possibly 5 minutes gone. By the time you get to the change room, seated, you have medical. I won't say all teams have medical protocols, but maybe someone has
A niggle.
something, a niggle. The doctor is checking him, or the physio, and then the coach is speaking. In our case, would speak to us as analysts at the time and say, okay, what do you think? What footage do you have to show? What do we need? And you have 1 minute to present. So 1 minute you are presenting, or 2 minutes you have get to the change room, finish medical protocols, for example. Coach interacts with the team maybe for 5 or 6 minutes in total, and it depends on the personality. Sometimes you ask the players, what do they feel first? What challenges are they facing? Because maybe you see it differently as a coach, and then you move from there. And then you have to walk out with possibly the referees blowing in the change room with 3 minutes to go, because kickoff needs to be on the dot at
TV
3:30,
things
for
and
example. So your 15 minutes is probably 12 minutes, and the coach has 3 minutes. How much is he going to give them to change the game? So the more specific a coach can be in that moment, you can only fix 1 or 2 problems. You can't fix all the problems. So defensively, you choose a topic. Offensively, you choose a topic. But then again, it also has to go back to how the analysis was done and what you've seen on the opponents. So in terms of analyzing and watching the game from the outside, not so much the players, but more the technical team. This is what we watched, this is what we saw. Then you go into the game. Are they doing what we watched and saw? Yes, no, maybe. And then you give information to the bench, and you're like, listen, we planned 4-4-4.
So you had a first one as an analyst.
No, Emma Bratsep.
Yeah.
You say we give information to the bench. So you are those secret service guys that
Yes.
I thought
Okay.
the Chiefs, maybe it was the sporting director talking, because everybody says it's the sporting
Okay.
director. So it's the
Sporting
analyst
directors
who's
don't
talking.
Sporting directors can't
So,
talk to coaches.
so you always feeding the coach,
The assistant.
the
I wouldn't-
assistant.
Yeah, the assistant. I wouldn't say always, but in critical moments. So if you've planned, if you've said, listen, this is the team that high presses, and this is your build-ups that you are going to attempt against it, and then they press differently, then you just reference from the top, listen, coach, they're not pressing with a 2, they're pressing with a 3, so let's adjust. And then what they decide on the bench is up to them. You give information. You don't give them solutions necessarily.
I see.
So because the aerial view is the best, you'll be talking about maybe in certain moments, no coach, just check the rest defense. Let's fix it quickly. We're a little bit vulnerable, or rest attack. We don't have any options to play out. Or
You are like the drone.
Because there's a friend of mine, Makubo, who came and sat in the chair. He always says, Chief, you want to be sitting elevated halfway line because you've got a full view. So you don't sit behind the goalpost there.
No, I don't. Does it mean the supporters behind the goalpost can't see the game?
No, but some of the things now.
If you go back to the World Cup, the technical footage from the World Cup in 2010 in South Africa was from behind the goals.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
the
even if
famous
you-
picture. Yes.
Yes, and even if you put a drone up, it's all preference, because the drone can either be behind the goals or can be on the side. It all depends, because you kind of see the lines between everything differently depending on the angle you watch from.
the question that I have is that then when you now Sundowns, for example, they're playing in the Champions League. How many games is enough games to have watched on the opposition to know their patterns? Is it 1 game? Is it 3 games? Because sometimes you want to get as close as possible and all those things.
Champions League can be different, because you can decide to watch. If you are going, like in Sundowns' case, they played Stade Mali in the first leg they won. They can opt to watch all of Stade Mali's games that is available. Let's say the last 10, for example. Or they can say, listen,
You're going to wear glasses soon because of
I
how
wear
much footage.
glasses. I lost them. I can't see. That's how bad it is. I lost
You watch
them.
so much footage.
Damn it.
Because you used to say, Coach Pizzo would say, after the game, he wants that footage.
No, you would want it. So then you decide, you make a decision. Do we then only watch them because they come into South Africa? Do we watch their away games only? Do we see their behavior, or do we watch all and say, okay, this is what they do when they're home? This is what we expect. It's not guaranteed that
Yes,
they will do it.
obviously, yeah.
So if you only watch the away games, you say this is what we expect them to do, but maybe they come and play like how they play at home, so you can't eliminate it. So you need to find the balance. In Champions League, at this stage of the quarterfinals, you're okay because you have group stage games against quality opposition, so you can make very good references. The challenges is when you play in, for example, when Sundowns played Lupopo in the first game.
Yes.
Your reference was not that good. It was one Pirates game, for example, because the other one wasn't televised, or
Oh, yeah.
or the cameras were removed, whatever the case
Yeah,
is.
Mdu
And
would
then-
remember that one, the 3-0 one.
And then the
Yeah.
league games in DRC are not really broadcast with proper quality.
It's the phone, chief.
Listen,
it
yeah,
looks like it's the
listen,
phone.
We watched that footage. Coach Pizzo used to ask me, because when we played Vita, okay, they beat us, a bad reference, but we would be able to figure out from very bad footage, not 1080, not 360 or something. The lowest. You can't see anyone's faces. You start looking at characteristics. No, this guy is always wearing this boots. He's always on the left as the left winger. Okay, he should be number 7. You wait, you watch that game till you see that guy in that color with the number 7 jersey. I'm right. And you would spend that time. Now it's a little bit better. I can't lie. But the earlier stages are more difficult. Like if you look at even Hilal playing in Rwanda, there's not much broadcast footage of it. So you have to make a plan. So someone will go and watch and record with the phone, or make a plan, or there's many ways. But at this stage, they have enough footage of Stade Mali.
And then in terms of locally, now, how different is it to now analyze teams locally?
In what sense?
In terms of, you've got the Champions League because you know how, for example, you know how Ali will play in the group
Yeah.
stages. You know, all they want is just to get out.
Yeah.
And then when they get to the knockout stages, it's a different different beast altogether. Then when you come locally, you are playing against Richards Bay.
Yeah.
How far back do you go? Do you go recent games, or do you watch what was their behavior like when they played the likes of
Last
Pirates,
match.
where they were
We
dominated?
just go last match.
You just go last
Look,
match.
because everyone is different again. What we used to do was use 3 to 5 games, regardless of who we were playing, because it was a standard protocol. We treat every opponent
With that respect.
as with the respect that they deserve. They are PSL teams at the end of the day. So the minute you start undermining them is when you drop the points,
Yeah.
or when you get a surprise. So you sit in.
But doesn't surprise work for the club?
He does.
Oh, wrong Morir.
So you get, you watch as much as you possibly can. The difference with the PSL and watching Champions League is the opposition in the PSL are consistent. You expect them to do what they will do, but you still watch it as precautionary measures. And at the club, we were 4 or 5 analysts at the time, so we had the ability to do it. Not every team may be able to do it. Like I remember, we brought Paul Lamb to the club from Cape Town City. He joined the start of last season. That was the year Cape Town City beat us the last game of the season.
Yes,
and, he
with
said,
that-
and we laughed because he says, I didn't know what to do. I was one guy, you guys had 30 build-ups. And we would sit in a technical meeting and they would say, how do we press? And I say, I don't know, because they have so many. So if you press with 1, they have a solution. You press with 2, they have a solution. So that guy watched Sundowns. Okay, enjoyed watching Sundowns. He was not shy about it. He said he enjoyed watching because Sundowns played very good football under Coach Rulane. And that was his thing, was Sundowns had so many solutions. So you could watch the whole season and you would still not have a solution. So then you need the quality in your team. And I don't know if people really know this. They had a flu outbreak before they played us. So they played us with a team that was not fully able to play us. Forget the players who fielded, but even Keanu Cupido was not supposed to play.
So-
But he played and finished the game. And they won. So then it comes down to something out of analysis, out of your quality in your own team. It's out of
So that individual gives you that brilliant moment, and that's what you.
Was it Jaden Rhodes' goal, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken? Yeah, brilliant moment, and we could not break them down. Darren Kidd having a blinder. Okay, didn't concede 3, maybe 1 man of the match. I can't remember. Probably
Yeah, he
Jaden
didn't
Rhodes,
concede
but
3.
didn't concede, but you have all these dynamics, and sometimes it's just not your day.
But from an analytic perspective, it means that teams require a lot of technology, even within the team, and in terms of getting footage, from tracking of players, knowing who's where, you guys as analysts needing cameras, and all those things. Because now I see they wear bras and stuff like
This
that.
works now. This works better than these cameras here for recording games. I recorded Pyramids versus Al Ahly on my phone, sat quietly in Egypt, no problems. And I gave them the best footage in 4K. so you don't need too many things. But you need to be, as an analyst and as a club, you need to kind of meet halfway, somewhere in the middle. You need to be able to say, listen, as a club, this is my budgets. I don't have the budget of, and everyone says it, I don't have the budget of the big three, for example. I have these budgets, and the analyst must be able to find solutions within that budget that helps him deliver what they need, what he needs to.
Tshepo,
Ah,
you must track these players, know where they are,
True.
know where they are running.
true.
But one thing that becomes now important from when you then watch the expectation from a supporter's perspective, does expectation changed where you are able to then understand? Because Mdu's not very understanding of what we at the moment. You change the team, Mdu's gonna hammer you.
Baba, as a supporter, we want to win. As a supporter, win, 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 win. Sighting, but as a supporter, you expect Mudiba to be on the field, or fatigue is hitting him, or whatever. As a supporter, you want him in the field. You want 3 points. You want to qualify for the next stage. That's it.
But one of the
Listen, when you are tired, you still go to work.
Nje.
In normal corporate, you are tired,
No,
you
you
still
used to
wake
go
up. You can finish at 3 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock, you must be there in your meeting. Yeah, you are there.
But one of the things that all teams hate, depending on how their form is running, it's this international breaks that come. Because you've built momentum to be where you are. For example, you look at the momentum that you carry, and then you have this international break because majority of your team for Sundowns and Pirates, the team is gone away. It's not as if you're sitting working on anything, but you're also looking when can you rest players and all those things. And then Hugo Bruce doesn't care it's a friendly or not. He still plays them on full tilt.
You don't protect his players for him. Why will he protect his players for you?
He sounds like Coach Mangoba.
No, but
He
he's
must
not.
coach and I will coach.
Yeah, but you're not going to rest your key players against Sundowns. Not going to rest the key players for Stade Mali for Hugo Bruce. So why is Hugo Bruce going to rest for a friendly when he wants to win? For you,
But for me,
no chance.
But for me, the thinking is, surely you should be looking at players that you have not looked out at before you go to the World Cup.
Why? You watched the PSL for the last 3 years. How long is he here? 3 years? He knows all the players. What is he going to watch now?
True.
You're not going to get anything that you haven't seen. The only ones is to watch is someone that is maybe in Lovo at Arrows, who's new in the scene.
Yes.
Not even new, but he's new. Yes. You know, maybe something along those lines. But okay, invite him. You watch him in training. If he doesn't perform in training, we are all expecting the coaches to play someone we think can deliver in the match, but he's not delivered in training for the coach.
Interesting, Bratsepo.
We only get, look, we used to explain this, myself and Musi. We used to sit and say, football is weird because in football you get audited game by game. So some teams are lucky it's Saturday to Saturday. Other teams it's Saturday. You are audited every week.
Every third
The
day.
biggest corporations are audited once a year. In football, you are audited every week. So you train for that audit. It's like every match is your tender. You're waiting for that success. There's it, my friend. There, you got it or you didn't get it. You have 45 minutes. Listen to me. 90 minutes to see what you did, if what you did in the week works or not. And if it works, great. You reset. You have to work for the next 90 minutes for that 3 or 4 days. And then Saturday, you are audited by the whole country.
Everybody has an opinion on
Everybody.
it. Even him too.
No, he's allowed to. He's paid his subscription to watch. He's bought his ticket. He's allowed to talk nonsense about us as a supporter.
But here's the thing that then happens. And I think that's where, if you could educate us, we normally take it for granted that you are now playing in Mali, so you should take a flight directly to Mali. How interesting is this continent in terms of traveling? Because sometimes you have to fly out. It normally is Dubai, depending on what flight you're flying. Come back, or you fly via Kenyan, or you go to Kenya, or you go Ethiopia. How interesting is this continent of ours when it comes to traveling?
It's interesting from a South African perspective because there's no national airline flying to many countries directly from South Africa. So if you look at North Africa, let's look at Egypt. Egypt is a little bit similar to us. Bad example. Let's use Ethiopia. Ethiopia as a national carrier is flying to almost every country in Africa. So wherever you want to go to from South Africa,
You have to go.
not all, you have to find a connecting flight. So if you want to go to Bamako, now I think you have an option of via Ethiopia. You have an option via, it could be Ghana. I think SAA flies to Ghana at the moment. So it's Ghana and you connect from Ghana then to Bamako. The challenge is when you land in Bamako, because the flights are not maybe frequently out, the flight gets cancelled. Now you are stuck. So you have to
It's
be
not
in a
even you
position.
can plan a layover.
No, because you haven't planned for a layover. And you don't know, the layover may not suit when you need to arrive because the flight may be that day, the next day there's no flight to Bamako. So maybe you have to, if
Stay
you
an
plan,
extra
you
day.
stay over, you need to organize training, hotel, whatever it is, and then maybe it can still, so then you have to look for reliable carriers. So you look at your Ethiopia, your Kenya, you're going via Egypt. I know I was speaking to someone, he's flown from South Africa to Egypt, Egypt to Morocco, Morocco to Bamako. Because from Morocco, there's enough flights that's flying all the time.
So you could be using 4 flights just to get to...
I remember when I went in, when did we play Barcelona? 20? 17, 18?
20,
18.
18.
Wasn't it 17?
18.
Okay.
I flew to Conakry.
18. I remember that well because Bengsa Chola somewhere. So I remember it very well.
You see how you remember with children.
So I was coming from somewhere to pick up her and go into the game with her.
Oh.
But now my wife, I'm free to say that.
but now my wife.
I flew from South Africa to Ethiopia, Ethiopia to Senegal, Senegal to Conakry. I think, and if you look at it, from South Africa to Conakry could be 6 hours if there's 6 or 8, no, not even 8 hours, should be about 6 hours direct. I think it took me 32 hours, if I recall correctly. 32 hours.
But now, Kev pay those travelers now.
No. Kev don't pay it. The
Kev-
clubs have to pay it. It comes out from your appearance fee or your whatever rankings you finished in the group, whatever your reward money is. What's the word?
The prize money.
Prize money for finishing first in the group, second, those different stipends that you get.
So
You
who's
take it out
covering
from-
who's
The club-
covering
the club
the
is-
accommodation and everything?
club
No,
has
you
to-
cover your own.
You
thing.
cover yourself, Chief.
Not if I visit you,
No.
you are not the one who cover the.
Well, it was previously it was the not responsibility of CAF, was the responsibility of the host team.
Yes.
But the host team would put you in a place you would never stay.
Put you in sunny side.
So they did away with that. I think over time teams also started understanding that we need to do the right things for
better.
ourselves for us to improve. The North Africans, I think, would travel wherever and sort themselves out anyway over time. Anyway, we say people are scared of the North Africans, so yeah. So for us, we would go, we would plan the flights, visit hotels, know the hotels is the standard we want, know the distance from the hotel to the training pitch, we would go from airport to hotel, it's maximum 30 minutes. Hotel to training, maximum 30 minutes, not kilometers. Time, because in Nigeria, 1 kilometer can be 4 hours. So you have to know these things.
So you
Sometimes
also
it's
the
controllable,
traffic patterns.
sometimes
So you have to
sometimes
know
it's
the traffic patterns. You have to know
we
what
would
time
do,
is.
we would do
Everything.
everything in that sense. We want to train at the time of the match, but maybe let's train an hour earlier because it's peak traffic hour, so that we are not stuck in that mess. And we would work on all these.
Especially during the night.
So
Especially during
as
the
part of the advanced team, how often do you find that the opposition team may have a problem, or you don't say to them, "We are traveling here, we are," or they see that yellow Sundowns badge and they go, or you don't travel with that anymore? If you're in a part of the advanced team,
I don't know from the other teams how they feel, but yeah, we must come back to that.
no, because I'll tell you why. You see, I'm African.
Yeah.
If you remember, Yanga versus Simba, the game was postponed because some people wanted to enter the stadium and pour other things on the there. And I was speaking to Wayne Sunderland, and he goes, "No, we came and people were busy on the pitch, and that's a big hoo-ha." So the opposition, the other things like salt, like Fanta orange, eggs and stuff, So
It's a small supermarket.
the small supermarket. So normally, other teams or the opposition teams, how receptive are you of you going, or you do it on your
You mean
own,
get into the stadium or
Yes.
get into the country?
getting into the country and all those things?
No, look, because we planned for us, I can't speak for others. We planned for ourselves.
So you're independent.
There were rules in place, like the host team has to provide you with a bus. We would go as far as, if we could not get hold of the host team, if they would not receive us, whatever it is, we would book a bus, our own bus, so that the team is not waiting.
Because that's
And-
you've got to
and
look
not-
after
and
the
not
work.
make a noise about it. It was the president of the club at the time said, "Look after yourselves."
Do not rely on anybody.
Yeah, don't rely on people. If they give it to you, great, we respect it. And when they come to South Africa, even if they gave you nothing, we treat them like proper human beings. And that was the president's philosophy at the time.
I don't
Salute.
agree
have-
with that.
I
It
have
must
the-
be an eye for an eye. You put me in Lagos downtown, put you in.
No, but you booked your own hotel. You stay there yourself. If you wanted to stay in Lagos downtown, it's your problem. It's not my problem.
When is the Champions
Champions League
Week?
this week.
This week.
Just don't ask Mdu, because Mdu doesn't
Okay.
know. His team is not there.
He's on FIFA break.
He's on.
Usually when Sundowns play Mali, they go straight or they go via?
I think, I won't say usually, what I know is they are chartering.
Oh,
on this
nice.
So those complicated trips over time, we got to motivate. Over the years, we've always
Shoot straight, Baba.
been able to motivate to go straight when
Yeah.
there's games. And I think they're coming back anyway. It's a FIFA break after
Yeah.
that. Are they playing after?
No, there's a
Monday?
FIFA
No, it's a FIFA break
break,
on
yeah.
Monday. So I think they tried because they played yesterday, rest today or so, and I think they fly tomorrow straight, because otherwise they must fly last night, so that they can get to Mali in time to rest, recover, and then start preparing for the game.
So the charter works for them that well that it allows
Yeah.
them to.
So it's a football decision, not a financial decision. What is the best for the football team in that moment?
That's up. We're learning a lot.
Too much.
No, maybe let us do any question.
No, I remember when Bafana played it was in Egypt. So a lot of Sundowns players were in Bafana camp.
Yes, and they had to fly.
And they had to pack and go immediately because they were playing in Tanzania.
I think it was
Yes.
Ghana, yeah.
Yeah, we were there. We were waiting for them.
Okay.
Myself and Khalid collected them at the,
Hallelujah.
at the airport
So
on their private charter. But again, it was a football decision because we needed them to be back to rest. Expensive, whatever the case is, the chairman.
Yeah, but
got
the truth is, this
motivation.
thing needs money.
no, but
No, it needs.
no prestige, and everybody sees the prestige. That's it, né? But prestige is expensive to attain. It's not gonna be the cheapest route. It's like if you want the cheapest route, no problem. You will be out in the knockout stages. You will be.
You have a choice. You can go with the GTI or go with the Bentley. You choose. You are
Hallelujah.
not forced.
There are
You are
levels
not
to these
forced.
things.
It's just the decision. Even if you can go with the Bentley, you can still choose to go with the City Golf. It's your choice. But if you are able to motivate with the right reasoning that this is the best option, then I'm sure any club who has, if they don't have the budget, you can't say anything. If they have the budget, they will make it available. People don't know. I heard this after, and I stand to be corrected. But Kaizer Chiefs, when they went to the Champions League final, chartered for every flight.
Makhosi.
Yeah.
No, true that one, I know.
I heard it.
Makhosi.
Sundowns has never chartered for every game in the Champions League.
Makhosi.
So, and they got to the final.
And Coach Peter started watching the Bibs. And they,
You do what you must do. You watch the Burbs, my friend. We learned that. He taught us that here. Coach Ulani does the same. Coach Mangoba does the same. We're all from the same
so is it that because
lecturer.
in the world of social media, so teams need to be careful not to be happy to post.
Look, there's no. If you have an analysis team and coaches who believe in analysis, and you watch enough of the opposition,
It doesn't
you
matter.
can predict.
Yes.
But when it comes to Champions League, you're trying to gauge who's arrived because you don't know because they train match day -1, -2. Match day -1 is in the field where you play. Match day -2 is another train. You try to pick up as much as possible to plan for certain moments.
Because at Champions League level, you're dealing with different skilled players.
Yeah.
You are dealing with the best of the best. You're playing Taraji boys from Esperance. You're playing Al Ahly. Whereas when you're playing against Obed, you don't have to do that much homework.
Probably Obed, you have to do more homework because they
You
change
don't
more,
know,
you
yeah,
know less.
and you don't know
And they are
their
less-
profile.
And they are less, you know their profile, but they are less consistent in their approaches because of where they are in the league, for example. They not, Al Ahly will play the way Al Ahly plays 90% of the time. Sundowns will play the way Sundowns plays 90% of the time. You probably want those bibs for Orbit to say, okay, Rama played the last game. Is it Rama or Brian maybe this week? For example? Maybe we saw he came off injured. Okay, will it be him? So you technically prepare to expose or take advantage or manipulate however you
The whole squad. You prepare for the whole squad.
with the North Africans or Champions League teams, Al Ahly, Al Hilal, you know,
Yeah.
Koulibaly was going to start, Kurumisha was going to start, Abdurrahman was going to start. 99% of the time, the three most dangerous players. So you plan for them. If they don't play, you're like, oh, okay,
what
at
a
least they're not
relief.
playing. It's a little bit of a relief.
The one question that I have is about the environment when you arrive. There are certain teams, hostility, where you go to Esperance, very hostile. The crowd and everything. How
The
much of
crowd.
a factor do they play?
No, the crowds are amazing in the north. Look, in I can go. If someone asked me which game would I watch if I had a free ticket, I would go to watch a Moroccan derby, Raja and Wydad, because of the supporters, over going to watch Real Madrid, Barcelona anytime.
Because it's
Me?
loud 2 hours before the game.
When I went to my first Wydad game, I remember it like going to my first Celtic Sundowns game before I joined Sundowns in the old Sesa. And I got there and in Sesa, and you're going to watch the game. I went with the Musco. I don't know. I can't remember what we were going to do at Celtic. I think we went to meet the coach or something. Anyway, I got to the stadium watching the game, planning to watch the game, and I ended up watching the supporters because they were more engaging. It's not that the game was bad; it's just
The Caesar
the sensation, the feeling, and that time the stadium used to shake. Yeah, and you didn't know if you're gonna come out. And you go to Wydad, and you, for example, you are in a 50,000 seater stadium, and the stadium is shaking.
There's fireworks.
Because even when you get out of that tunnel behind the goals,
Getting in, the first game I went to in North Africa, in Morocco, Algeria is a little bit similar. Tunisia also similar. The game is at 6. The gates open at 12. At 1 o'clock, the stadium can be full.
1 o'clock, 5 hours before.
No, it can be full easily, no problem, with people who have bought tickets, and they are all there early to get their position in the stadium.
Oh,
So if you are the ultras, you have your positions in the stadium. You go in there to make sure no one comes into your space. If you are a regular that sits on the halfway line, you're there earlier to make sure that is your position.
Paris calls it center line people.
Center, whatever line people. If you like behind, whatever it is. And they have the ultras, which are just for the ultras. You can't mix with the rest. They have whatever it is. But when you get to the stadium, it's 2 hours before. In South Africa, it's 2 hours before. There's 57 people in the stadium.
Yeah.
And that is only the PSL officials and refs. The
And
teams
even
haven't
when the
arrived.
team kicks off, you still people are not there.
Then there's at least the 30 people, 60 people that the two teams bring. So it's 120. So there, even when I went, I think I got to a game. The game was at 6, got there at 4. I didn't know what happened because I was like, why is the stadium full? Like, what is going on? And the people explained to me, no, my friend, yeah, if you come late, you won't sit anywhere. You'll get in, but you won't get a seat.
Wow.
Because you have your ticket. And then there's the fireworks, then there's the tifos, and then there's the rest of the stadium, the supporters, how they engage with the players. You come out of a Wydad game with a headache because every time, and they blowing the fox whistles, not any whistles. They blowing that referee whistle.
The original, yes.
Wydad loses possession for that. It can be 20 seconds. You're just hearing whistles in your ear, and you are not part of this party. And it's zinging, and you don't know why. Until you understand, this is the fans' pressure on the opponent. And while it is the pressure on the opponent, it is also driving their team to regain possession.
So
as
there's
quick
no,
as possible.
hey, move left. Forget.
No.
So when we see coaches do this, you better know the hand gesture.
It's the same as going to a derby, I would assume. With the noise of the people that the coaches are talking and no one can hear. They might as well sit down. It makes no sense. A big game, Sundowns, Pirates, sometimes it's so noisy, you don't know what people are saying. You can't speak like this. Even when they're interviewing after the game for the man of the match, they are talking like this. There's nothing happening.
Question,
That's how loud it is.
the myth of Mazembe. What's it like at Mazembe in Lubumbashi? Because nobody wants to go there. It's not a stadium that anybody wants to play in Lubumbashi. What is it about that stadium?
What was our first experience in Lubumbashi was in 2015 when we got knocked out. Right?
Because I think they won it then.
They won that year, with Patrice Cateron. And his interview after the final was the most difficult game he played was against Sundowns in the prelim, in the whole tournament.
Sheesh.
So
But
that for me was new. That was my introduction into CAF. I didn't really
So you're a
understand
baptism of fire.
Yeah. so you get to, it's a little confusing because the stadium is here, the change rooms are the outside.
Right.
You walk from outside into the stadium. They can close the gates. If you don't have your accreditation, they follow rules to suit them. So if you don't have accreditation, they're not going to let you in. Even if you are walking with a team, they'll drag you out and say you don't have accreditation. It's okay. There's nothing wrong. You're supposed to have it. So if you don't have it, you're not allowed to be there. So what's your issue, by the way? But you would hear of incident. Didn't happen to us. What happened to us in that one was the team got locked out of the change room at halftime. Because the people with the keys disappeared. So normally your security will take the key. They refuse to give the key because rumor is they go in and they take whatever they want when you're not there. So our security sat in the room. They locked them in and the guy disappeared. So I think they did the halftime talk on the stairs, if I'm not mistaken. Whatever it is. But that was that time. So if you go somewhere and you don't learn from what you've gone through, then you've achieved nothing. When every other time I've gone there, I've had the best time. I've walked the streets of Lubumbashi. Nobody walks there. Myself and my Egyptian brother Khalid. We walk. No issues. No problems. And nobody likes walking there. Going to the stadiums, you make you make friends with people who can get you what you want.
Okay.
That is the key. So if you go in there as a person who thinks, listen, I'm from South Africa, I have everything.
I'll
this is
get
what I
police
want.
escort.
I'm coming to Lubumbashi. Because I'm from South Africa, you're going to give me no chance. You have to humble yourself, make the right friends, make the right connections. I remember even Patrick, he was the CEO or GM of the club of Mazembe. And he was supposed to fetch us at the airport. There were some delays, whatever it is. So we got a taxi back. I thought we were getting kidnapped. Because the taxi driver took us in a back road. We were in sand and mud. And we looked at it. I said, my friend, what's happened? He said, no, there's police. I have no license. Drop us on the main road. That's like you go through and you don't know what's happening because there's nothing. And anyway, we get to the hotel, and Patrick comes and I said to him, "No, what a beautiful country." And he said to me, his words, "Please don't come to my country and talk shit to me." What do you mean? He said, "We have no roads, we have nothing." And I said, "It's not that. It's everyone is in Lubumbashi is smiling. It's different to what you have in South Africa. In South Africa, we are all just working. There's someone who has nothing on the street who you can speak to and will help you. It's going to cost you $5 or $10, but it's okay. Because you have more than what they have anyway.
So that's why it's important to carry cash. But not like Coach Roland, it may lead you to the other things.
Yeah, not that much. You need a few to give guys so that you can get through. And those guys are the guys that take you to the stadium. We'll go, you'll say, yes, $20, buy the tickets, let's go together. Bring your friends, whatever it is. He'll tell you the ticket was $20. You'll say, okay, no problem. Yeah, buy yourself a ticket. Here's another 20. You know the ticket is $2. But you're not going to go buy the ticket.
Yeah.
So he's buying the ticket. So you go with him.
It must be worth his while for him to be able to help
Yeah,
you.
he's trying to survive. You trying to get information.
True.
You know, it's a business deal. And then you go with the guy for lunch, you buy him food, whatever it is. The next time you come, when they hear Sundowns is
He's
playing
coming. He's
Mazembe,
at the airport.
he's calling you, he's messaging you before you come, my friend. Let me know when you are here. I'll pick you up. It's a friendship, but he knows he's going to gain something. You are both going to gain what you need. So, I know people don't understand. Lumumbashi, when we beat Mazembe there, no, it was going to the stadium. Me, I sat in the back of the patrol vehicle with the police, not in the bus, just because I wanted to enjoy it. The experience is not an issue.
I forget how you like such experiences.
No, I'm mad. We went to the same we did in Guinea-Conakry. I think it was myself and it was the late Tulani on the back of the police van.
Two crazy guys there.
Crazy guys in the police escort. And then the poor police, they just hit everyone out of the way. What are you going to do?
So there's no quick and people move there.
No, quick, you don't move, you get hit. Finish. There's the police whoop
There's no
coming.
siren.
Yeah.
They know, in those regions, they know they must move. Yeah, but look, honestly, it may sound crazy. I like going to Lumumbashi. I like going to Kinshasa myself. And in Africa, it was always me and Khalid, so I'll always speak about the two of us together. It's in Kinshasa, myself and him would walk around 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't walk around in my residence at 1 o'clock in the morning, even to take my car out. And me and him were walking, checking our phones, what's happening. He's on a call with someone somewhere, and we're safe. So they don't have the beauty that we have, but they
don't have the problems that we
else.
have.
Yeah, true.
With this being said and done, the league is going down to the wire. What are the special things that the team that needs to win this league, and I will say the following just so that we do understand. For Sundowns, what is it going to take for them to win the league? For you, we will say the team that wins, what is it that they're going to need to do? Concentration, train well, rest well. What is it going to take?
Well, for Sundowns at the moment, they get 27 points. No one can overtake you. So their formula.
He's
is
already
simple.
worked out the points. These are the guys that came up with block things. Because you hear Coach Peter talk, in this block we want to win this thing.
Yeah.
In this block we want to win this thing.
Yeah. So there's 9 games left. 27 points. They win the 9 games. They are sorted.
Done.
It's done. That's the simplest formula for them. Pirates.
First you
Yes.
pray for Sundowns not to do well. So you
Eh,
must spend enough time with a priest or whoever helps you.
whichever one is each is going to pray for each other's bad luck and goodwill, whatever it is. Those are out of football. What will be important is Orlando Pirates next game. How they I don't want to say bounce back because they didn't lose.
Yeah.
To
How they
react.
But that draw
recover-
felt like a loss.
Yeah, how they recover from that emotions and feelings from that. You spoke about the body language after the game. And I hope that is not the message from them that they've given up in that moment. Because if they've given up in that moment, then this conversation is not worth having.
Yeah.
So in the moment you feel it, and it's what the club, what the coach has managed to get out of the players after. Listen, right, we should have won. We created chances, we must. Okay. Do we want to feel like this the next game? And the game after, and the game after. So play every game, win every game, and transfer the pressure onto Sundowns. That's all they can do. And by transferring the pressure, then they need to see, does Sundowns then falter or not? And then you don't know, do they want Sundowns to continue as far as possible in the Champions League to then say, listen, we're shifting focus a little bit? Or do they want them to be out and then Sundowns only have the league to play for?
Ooh, then the focus is very laser-like now.
Then for them, but in the moment, if Sundowns, they should go through with Stade Mali. They play Esperanto Alakli next, if I'm not mistaken. If they don't come out of that, then they, in that moment, go through what Orlando Pirates went through against Siwelele.
Yeah.
And then that is later on in the run. So if Orlando Pirates can...
So the emotion
pick up
is-
steam, can recover as quickly as possible. Sundowns are good at recovering quickly. They lost to TS Galaxy, came back next game, cleaned up, no issues. Made some changes in against Marumo yesterday. Seen it wasn't working, right, wrong, no one really knows. Made the changes, right, outcome, done.
Brought man of the match who was not man of the match.
Whatever it is, I think the rules are you must play 70 minutes to be nominated for man of the match in PSL. I think.
No. How many minutes must you play, Pratsepo?
I don't know, Prayak.
I know in the MTN 8, Moremi got a man of the match for playing 30 minutes or something. He scored 2 goals when he came on. 30 minutes plus 10 minutes of extra time, something like that. But I, if I'm not mistaken, there is a condition, not a rule.
Oh, okay.
We must take people who've played more than or minimum of 60 or 70 minutes. I don't know. It's not a rule. Let me know if it's a rule. It's I understand.
No, I was telling you about the Tuso Pala against Kaizer Chiefs coming from the bench.
He comes on, scores a brace.
praise, man of the match.
Yeah, so it's not a rule. It's a condition. Sundowns won't get all of those in their favor. It's one of those things. What was I saying to you about? The Orlando, the league
What's
run,
going to
the
take
league
his?
run.
Yes.
Yeah, look, Orlando Pirates need to win their game. Both teams win their game. Sundowns win the league. It's nothing to talk about.
Say that again, just from do. Both teams win their
Both teams win their remaining 9 games. Sundowns win the league.
Zwilem too. Both teams win their remaining game.
Yeah. So the only thing that I can say is the past 8 seasons that Sundowns won the league, there was a special guard of honor. This season there won't be there won't be a guard of honor
because it's gonna go down to the wire.
Hallelujah.
I also think it will go down to the wire.
No, it's gonna.
Last was the bubble with Chiefs.
Yes, Chiefs lost the league in 30 minutes left.
Yeah, and then before that was when we played Free State Stars and Pirates played. Who did they play? Was it Arrows? Last game of the season when Buccaneers scored for us. When we won in Global Park.
Yes,
and
yes,
Free State was relegated.
Yes.
That's the last
When
time I
Sundowns relegate Free State.
Yeah, I don't like saying that. We also
No, he's
relegated Maritzburg United. We were relegated.
Faju was saying, help me.
Maritzburg relegated Jomo.
So
And Sundowns relegated Leopard.
you see, so
Yes,
all to win the league. So don't want to play as when you're fighting relegation. Who we playing last game?
The last game, I know Pirates' last game is Orbit.
Yeah.
Let me check Sundowns. Maybe Mdu will start giving them some nice muti there.
Are they fighting relegation? That's the only thing I want to know.
No, I think Sundowns they're playing relegation teams now.
Now, yeah. They've played Orbit.
Polokwane City is the last game on the 23rd.
Yeah, no, that will be a tough game.
Hey, the good thing is that it's at home. Because if it was in Polokwane is where
They're not fighting relegation. They could be fighting for top 8.
And Masanda, usually they don't celebrate their last match at home. I remember last time it was when they played Royal AM. Remember that match were postponed because of the
we
rain.
were all sick. No, we all got swine flu.
It was not
There was the rain and we got sick.
Oh
It was delayed
yes,
further. Even
yes,
myself,
because of the weather. Yes.
Half the camp got sick.
No, because I remember you're in Durban. Because it rained on Saturday,
Stadium.
and I think we played on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, on
Because
Monday.
I remember I was on the way to the airport. They said there. I was like, no, let's make plans. Go to the airport, change flights, and go into the stadium.
Dying that day, sure. I got so sick with the swine flu.
Hey.
5 of us or 6 of us.
So it's gonna go down to the wire. Nobody's gonna be sick besides from Du's emotions at the end of it all.
So he can come here and you can be a psychologist.
Me, psychologist.
Be his psychologist. Let him have his moment, his rant and rave and swear all of us. It's okay.
I'm not the nicest guy when you've lost. Ghouls, thank you for your time. Thank you for enlightening us on what this is all about.
No, pleasure to
Thank
be
you
here.
for coming through. Pratsepo.
Matsetsele.
Thank you for watching. At the end of it all, we shall acquire 27 points. What happens below that, may the good Lord be with you. Thank you for watching. We look forward to your comments. What do you think of the conversation? Tiski ringers. Sizo ringa foot. Next week. Ngale Tiski. Into yethu.